Hey all, today let's see how to set up the VLAN on the switch and how to move those particular port into a designated VLAN. In order to do that, the first thing that we did, we already selected one of the switches from here. Again, we picked up the same model. Once you launch that particular switch, just go to its CLI. We will go to its configuration first. And let's see if there is any VLAN is configured or not. In order to check, the command is show VLAN, and in this one you will be able to see that there is only a few VLAN, or the pre-default VLAN is already been configured on our device. There is no other VLAN that what we have created so far. In order to create the VLAN, the command first we have to do is just go to your configure terminal. Now if I'll say I'm gonna create a VLAN database. VLAN 20. So first we have to decide or put the number of the VLAN. Now we have to put the name of that particular VLAN called database. And similarly, if I want to create more VLAN, I can keep going over here. VLAN 30, name test, VLAN 40 for I'll say marketing team. Now let's go back and see if whether we are able to see these VLAN details in our configuration. Show VLAN. Now you will be able to see that we have created 3 more VLAN and their name and as well as their current status as well. Now the thing is, currently all our ports are in our native VLAN, which is pre-default one. Now let's move those ports into these VLAN. In order to do that, first of all we have to go to configure terminal, and now the first thing is switch port. First we have to go within that interfaces. Now there are 2 ways of doing it. Suppose if I want to go one by one and make the changes, the command is interface fast ethernet 0/1. If I want to make one change at a time, I'll go to that particular port. I'll say switch port mode access if I want to make it access or trunk depending on my configuration. Now if I'll say switch port access, and if I'll say I want to give the access to VLAN 20, so I'm just going to write this command. Now the next thing is suppose if I want to run the same command for multiple ports, it doesn't make sense for me to run one by one for each and everything. In order to do it in a single go for multiple ports, the command is first you go to the configure terminal, and now select interfaces range, and we are just working on the fast ethernet again from 0/2 to I'll say 10. So if I'm gonna make the changes for these port, I'm gonna select this one. So whatever the changes I'm making it right now, it will be replicating on all the 9 ports between 2 to 10. So I'll say switch port mode trunk this time, depending on my configuration. Switch mode trunk and switch port access VLAN if I'll say 30. Now once that is done, I'll say exit and I'll say show VLAN. Now if you are able to see it over here, that I do have somewhere about 3 more VLAN in my configuration, out of which the first port is already moved to the VLAN 20. The next few ports are moved to the VLAN 30, and I did not make any changes to the VLAN 40. So that's why there is no port. So these are the different ways by which you can implement the port or the VLAN on the different ports.